The following video has been brought to you with limited commercial interruption by Internet Commercialism.
Vampire! You know, we all get songs stuck in our heads from time to time, but do you ever get that one song that is just so etched and seared into your mind that you will do anything to get it out? Well, that's exactly what happened to me with a Jonathan Richman song. And no, I'm not talking about that little airplane song that we all heard on Sesame Street 100 times.
I'm a little airplane now, now, and wangity wang, wangity wang. I'm a little airplane now. Oh, I get so intrigued when they look like a vampire girl. Go, little vampire girl. Go, little vampire girl. Woo! Go, little vampire girl.
This song had gotten so stuck in my head that just for my own cathartic purposes, I started drawing samples of vampire girls until I finally drew one particular design that I liked well enough that I decided to turn this into an actual character. Even though puppetry is my biggest passion in life, cartoons were my first love, so it stood to reason that I develop a cartoon around this character. The first thing I needed was a name, and I couldn't think of a name. Now ordinarily when I name my characters, I like to give them names that either fit their personalities or names that you just don't hear very often, especially for fictional characters. But I was just drawing a blank. So I asked some people to pitch some ideas for names to me, and finally an artist friend of mine, Kimmy Guerrero, suggested Levana. As it turns out, Levana is the Hebrew word for moon, but to me it just sounded like the most excellent name for a vampire. Now all I needed was a story. Now even though they've always been appealing to me, I was particularly interested in developing rather subversive characters at the time. If a cynical and smarmy Christmas elf isn't already an example of this.
Hey, you tried being in charge of hundreds of other underpaid elves working in nearly a dozen different departments.
So it just stood to reason for me that this character's story be that she's a vampire who doesn't want to be a vampire. Because let's face it, being a vampire would suck. See what I did there? Another artist friend of mine, Marie Kearns, helped me further develop the story, and Vampire Girl was a short webcomic miniseries that lasted for 17 strips and chronicled Levana's journey to find a way to make her mortal, while at the same time having to steer clear of a pair of bumbling and incompetent vampire hunters who are out to destroy her. Even though I always do enjoy drawing, it was the first time in years that I had made a comic strip, after I had sworn I would never do them again because I had become so burned out on them. I guess I got over it. Perhaps one of the weirdest things about doing this comic was I had come up with this idea that Levana could be a babysitter because I figured it would be a way for her to have a livelihood where she could travel by night as opposed to a particularly suggestive verse from the song.
Is she in heaven? Is she in hell? Is she a sex industry professional?
That's the one. But little did I know, by sheer coincidence, at that same time Disney Channel had a tween com called My Babysitter's a Vampire. I didn't know that. Matter of fact, the only thing I ever watched on Disney Channel was Recess.
Wump and Bobula!
So yeah, Vampire Girl was probably one of my stranger creations. And that's saying a lot. Hey, talk about your limited commercial interruptions, huh?
Vampire girl, vampire girl. Whoa, I get so intrigued when they look like a vampire girl. Go, little vampire girl.